All right, people. Once again, welcome to my screen. And this is Charts with Precious Jewels. So a week ago, I did post market analysis on the XY, GBP USD, Euro USD, and the USD JPY. And it actually did play according to our analysis, or the markets did move according to our analysis. It shows clearly that the top-down analysis is the perfect way to actually, analyze any financial instrument. With that being said, I'm going to go through uh, dollar pairs, especially in relation to what we did last week. So let me go first of all to our USD JPY. So coming over to our USD JPY, if you can remember clearly, I did say the USD JPY is in a downtrend, because the dollar right now is actually weak, and the weakness of the dollar means that every dollar pair as the base currency, we should be expecting further downside. We should be expecting decline. If you check our USD card, you get to see that the USD card is actually declining. All right, so you'll be seeing shorting opportunities on the USD card, same as the United States dollar against the Japanese yen. But the problem we've got right here on the USD JPY is slow momentum, unlike the Euro USD and GBP which are moving ballistic towards the upside. When it comes to the USD JPY, it's a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow, but notwithstanding, we're still able to you know still able to get entries on the United States dollar against the Japanese yen. All right, so if I go back to let me just give a recap of what we did last week. So basically, on the monthly time frame on the United States dollar against the Japanese yen, we'll have this downward movement. All right, we've got this clean downward movement. So price coming to the zone, respecting them breaking again. We headed down here, come back up for a little bit of retest, and then we're down here. So it literally shows the United States dollar is in a downtrend. The monthly time frame is showing down movement, and the weekly time frame is showing downward movement as well. But if I go back in time, I could see a trend line from around here, you know, boom. So this is our trend line. And from what we've seen around, remember, this is a weekly time frame, all right? So from what we've seen here, it shows price breaking our trend line, coming back up into our trend line, making this retest around the zone, and then coming back down. So right now, we're literally trading below this trend line. So I'm expecting more further downside. All right. So if I go over to our daily time frame, all right. So this is our daily time frame. So this is our daily time frame. All right, so we can see price making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we should be expecting price to come put in another lower low here or here. Why do I say so? With our fib retracement, all right, we can see price making this 50-60 respect around here. All right, we should be expecting further downside. All right, to 140, and then overall target is going to be um 136.00 flat. So we should be expecting price in the following weeks probably come down to here. That's only if we break this level. All right, so if we can't break this level, all right, if price is able to break this level, we should expect for a downside to 1.36.00 flat, or either the 1.360 flat, because I want price to get there because I'm actually on the trade right now, or will price just going to, respect our fib level, the zero point 0.6, and then should expect price to fall down here. But for the moment, price still playing, right? To system price play a little bit. All right, so let's see what happens in the following weeks to come. All right, our analysis on the United States dollar against Japanese yen still stands. All right, it still stands, and let's go back to the Euro USD. So on our okay. As at the time I'm making this video, it's market opening. All right, so we can see a gap. So this is the daily time frame, and literally, we can see the markets making this gap over here. That's this gap. If I go back to the 4 hour time frame, it's going to be clearer. All right, so we can see price making this gap to the downside. Due to the Iran-Israel tension, the war in the Middle East, we're going to see a market open with a gap. Let's go back to the United States dollar against Japanese yen. Let's see if we've got a gap as well on that pair. Do we really have a gap? I don't think so. Nah, we don't have a gap on the UJ. All right, there's no gap on the UJ. All right, there's no gap on the UJ. So let's get back to your USD. All right, so this is the weekly time frame on the Euro USD. And if we can remember clearly, I did say in our last video that the Euro USD, right now is in a bullish trend, or it's an upward trend. So we're expecting um long positions, or we're expected to look for long positions on Euro USD. With the XY being the opposite or the inverse of the Euro USD, the XY moving downward and the Euro USD moving upward. So right now on the weekly time frame, we can see price. I'm just making recap, or if you go to my last video, you're going to see the extensive analysis on Euro USD, JPUSD, and USD I just want to make a recap on V spread and go over to US oil, Bitcoin, and gold a little bit. So back to what I was saying. So we can see price with bullish momentum, bullish candle breaking this zone over here, coming back down for retest, and then flying up to the upside. In our last video, if I go back to the daily time frame, I did say that we should expect price to, come over here and store. All right, if we store here, we might go down, but if we go down, it shows basically, this trend reversal, this pattern. But if we don't do that, we should expect price breaking this level, and then heading to the upside. And as we can see, pardon me, last week before weekend. Well, I'm sorry, I'm flushing over here. All right, so before the market closed last week, Friday, we saw price, pushing up, breaking this zone around here, you know, forming new highs. So we're expecting more upward movement for the Euro USD. So on a monthly time frame, the Euro USD price is basically on an uptrend, weekly time frame uptrend, and daily time frame uptrend. We can see price breaking this, zone around here. And if I look left again, all right, I'm expecting price to, okay, expecting price to get to this level. So our new points of interest, not like point of interest, but we can see price flying all the way to 1.900 flat. All right, so that's our new targets for the USD. But then with our fib level being plotted, network. All right, with our fib level being plotted. So expect profit taking around here in the sense that probably for some days or maybe in coming days or coming weeks, we might see price kind of like stalling around here or probably coming down here for a little bit of retracement before heading back upward to a 1.900 flat or a 0.26 level. So, and all you're doing, you should be looking for buying positions. You should look for longs on the Euro USD, not shorts, because right now the Euro USD is actually on, the ascending order. It's actually, you know, heading over to 1.1900 flat. So that being said, on the Euro USD, let's go back to GBP USD. So on GPUSD, let's go back to the weekly time frame for more clear understanding. So I did say last week, the GPUSD and Euro USD are kind of correlated, meaning the Euro USD moves up, GPUSD moves up. But though they're correlated, it doesn't mean they move with the same speed or the same volume. At times, you can see the USD being faster towards the upside and the GBP moving a little bit slower to the upside, so vice versa. So on our chart on the GBP this is our weekly time frame. All right, so we can see price, you know, making these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher high again. So if you really want to understand this chart, you can go back to my previous video and you get a clearer understanding of, me explaining the GPUSD extensively. But that being said, it's the GPUSD monthly time frame is an uptrend, a weekly time frame uptrend. So we'll go back to our daily time frame because that's the immediate time frame at the moment. So on the immediate time frame, that's the GPUSD. All right, we can see price in this nasty range over here. All right, so we can see price in this nasty range. For some strange reasons, all right, the Great Britain pound hasn't yet really feel like breaking this consolidation. This is a daily time frame. How many candles in this box? We've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. All right, so for some days, I think a week or so, the GPUSD has failed to break this level. Although we came here, all right, just shy of breaking, and then we're inside again into this nasty range. But I'm not surprised because the DXY is actually ranging as well. I'll go back to the DXY for us to get a better understanding. But what should we expect? All right, what should we expect from this pair? What should we expect? So, uh, coming. All right, so what should we expect from this pair? That's the GBP USD. All right, so at the point I'm making this video, it's the market opening. So we should expect, since price is moving, in upward direction, we should expect to see more bullish momentum towards the upside. But that being said, if we don't see that, all right, if we do not see that, all right, we should expect price probably, making some form of retracement to this level, for a fair touch on our trend line and then pushing up back to 1.38 flat. Am I correct? Yeah, 1.38 flat. All right, so that's the plan. But I'm still bullish on VSPER, that's GBPUSD, right now in this range. If we break this range, then definitely we should expect price to go over to 1.3800 and, all the way to, 1.4200. So that's my analysis on the GBPUSD. And let's go over to US oil. So subsequently, I feel like I need to probably I'm going to be giving entries. I'd have to just give entries. So you see, you see if I'm taking losses or I'm making wins, and more so, it's just because this method of analyzing the market is actually the real deal. It's actually a professional method of analyzing the market, but I'm still going to take entries and show to you guys. So I'm still going to make videos of my entries and show to you guys. That's all right. So let's go over to the US oil. So last week on US oil, I did see something wonderful, something great. So the US oil, since 2022 have been in this downward momentum or this downward trend. Yeah, we could take this as a high, take this as a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right. So basically, the US oil has been on this descending order. So on our monthly time frame, we can see or we can say we're in a downtrend. But as of last week, with the whole US, not US, with the whole Iran and Israel's escalation, war tension, da 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 da, da, you know, we did see the US oil, rise up. Well, before it's rising, all right, there was this pattern I did see, and I was like, yo, all right, this is clearly a reversal pattern to the upside. I'll get to that. But what I'm trying to say was that we did see this big bullish momentum candle to the upside, breaking our zone, and then still closing up our zone. So right now, I'm trying to analyze the pair, so you just see how I analyze the pair. So I'm trying to look for a trend line to see if there's anything stopping liquid oil from, making upward movements. But at the point in time, I can't see nothing because, we've broken this trend line and we're heading up. If I pick this spot here, I mean, we've still broken a little bit inside, but at the moment, we can't see nothing stopping the crude oil from heading up. All right, so literally in the crude oil, I still favor downward movements in the sense that on the monthly time frame, um, it's a downward trend. So when we go back to the weekly time frame, so on our weekly time frame, so this is our weekly time frame on the crude oil. So a clearer drawing of our trend line, something like this. You know, I don't think we have a clear trend line. All right, but if we take the R part, which is here, we can see price breaking, this trend line of ours into this zone. If I pick this spot here, I mean this spot, we're still trading below this trend line. We're still trading below. Okay, so that being said, on our weekly time frame, we're on this downtrend. This downtrend. I mean, since 2022, we've been downtrend when it comes to the US oil. All right, well, there's something I want to point out for you guys because I did fail to make a video last week, but I did see something on the US oil. So last week, before the whole Iran-Israel conflict, I did see some form of reversal pattern. I think I should make a video on reversal pattern because I've been talking about this in my uh, two videos. All right, so I did see a reversal pattern, which is this. This is basically left shoulder, right shoulder, and head. So I did see this. I was like, yo, we should expect the US oil to rally upward. That's if we break this neckline. And besides that, I did have a trend line from around here to here. So if we did fail to break this trend line, we should expect downward movements. But we did break it, and it shows. It just comes to. It shows to us that reversal pattern are something we should, be looking out for on our analysis, before a market actually shifts from an uptrend to a downtrend, the price is going to show you something. The chart is going to give you hints on what it's going to do. I mean, before the tensions started between Iran and Israel, I didn't know nothing about the tensions, but I did see this pattern and I was like, all right, cool. It seems like we're going to head to the upside. And I mean, before I knew it, boom, we're heading over to the upside. Or with that being said, so this this crude oil. So this is US oil. All right. So I mean, price has broken V zone and we're trading up here. We're trading up here for now. We did see this massive big movement, but then price coming back down. So at a point in time, markets yet to open. So we should still see US oil uh stall around here because this is a major zone and I do not trade on major zone. So I should expect to see US oil playing around here a little bit. And I mean, if I do use my Fibonacci, all right, so this is my 56 level, and literally still we're kind of in the middle of everything when it comes to US oil, and besides the whole tensions, you know, in the Middle East is making things quite crazy. But that won't stop us from trading, not at all. Right? Even though yes, I don't support the whole fighting, but it doesn't stop us from trading. Now, we traders are here to make money, of course. So right now, this point in time, I want to see price for crude oil break this level. All right, but if we do not break and expect to see price, come down here for retracement, or not just retracement, but you know, more downside movement. Well, for now, we should just let US oil be. All right, let's just let US oil be for now because the tension's making it quite a little bit hard to analyze. Well, let's see what this week holds for us. If I go over to Bitcoin, I need to visit the XY. So, like I said, the XY is literally the inverse of the EURUSD. I'm not going to go into details on the whole analysis, all right, but check my previous video for more explanation. So basically on the XY, this is a daily time frame. We can see price finally breaking zone here in this minor zone. And at the point in time I'm making this record, the price is basically trading underneath this R zone. So we've broken, we should expect further downside. That's my analysis on the XY. So if we're expecting more further downside, it shows the dollar is weakening, and weak dollar or weakens dollar, it shows Euro USD go long, GBP USD go long, USD card short, USGPY short. So the XY is still weakening. All right. It's basically sure analysis last week was on point. So if you really want to get the whole hang of this analysis, you need to visit my previous video because my previous video talks extensively on the XY movement, the whole EURUSD, GBP movement as well. So I'm going to go over to whichever page do I have to talk about again. Okay, I do not want to make this video too long. All right, so thank you for staying to the end of this video. I'm sure it's quite lengthy, but I mean, if you really want to get top-down analysis, if you really want to get you know, key movements, if you want to get uh I wouldn't say better entry because right now all I just did was analysis. But basically, if you just want to know how to analyze the financial market in the professional or the professional way, you should be staying to the end of my videos. You should be visiting my channel more often. You should be, staying tuned to my channel to get top analysis, to get the best way of looking at financial instruments. All right, but with that being said, thank you so much for staying to the end of my video. I hope to see you guys next week or subsequently, this week. If I do get an entry, I'm going to come online and then post it again. All right, for some of you to probably, take trades. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. And this is Charles Precious Cheerios. Thank you.